Hey everybody, Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3 has begun. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a 99% clairvoyant reading. If you're joining me live on the program, please announce yourself when you come in at the beginning. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel at Bill Hobart, please subscribe, like, leave a little comment, even if it's just hi Bill, because YouTube will use their algorithms to send Coaching for the Soul around the world for people who need a little bit more coaching for the soul. It's a 99%, like I said, 99% clairvoyant reading. This is a channeling session. So we'll see who pops on today. Thank you, everybody, for your condolences on Bailey. It's been a really rough week. So, hi, Allison Strange. It'll get better as we go along. But there's a lot of changes happening right now. So, hey, Jennifer. So, yes. So, hey, Pat. How's it going? Yeah, so everybody, a little bit of astrology to talk about. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, astrology to talk about. A lot of changes going on there, energy-wise. Going to talk about the dark forces because they're in full strength right now. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about stepping into yourself, knowing who you are. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I think it's going to go really fast. Hi, Nancy. How's it going? Hey, Trisha. How you doing? Hi, Billy. How's it going? Again, thank you, everybody, for your condolences on Bay. I appreciate it a lot. It helped me last week, let me tell you. Yeah. This week's been pretty good, but it still strikes me every once in a while. You know, yeah. I'm trying not to cry now, so it's great. You know, it's like a child. You know, so it's tough. I don't want to cry, you guys. I'm trying not to cry. I haven't cried all day. So, yeah. So, but thank you. I love everybody. It's so wonderful. And you guys showed me that. The love between us, and it's fabulous. It makes a difference. And it's like you guys already knew him, right? I mean, stop the video so I can go put his blanket on. Yeah, that's what I do. That's what I did, I should say. Yeah, so, yeah. Hey, Laura. Namaste to you. We got his ashes back on Saturday night. That was kind of cool. So we made a little shrine on the table. Little picture. Hey, Liz. Yep. He's got his paw print. It's cool. So, yeah. He'll go to Hawaii with us. Hey, Sherry. How's it going? Good to see you. Hi, Nancy Paris.
I feel good. Thanks for asking.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, Kathy. Hi, Alexis. Yeah, they're always listening. So funny, last week, you know who came on? Not the laptop, but you know who? Alexis. All last weekend. Out of the blue. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's Bailey. It's Bailey messing with us. Yeah. He's much more human up there than he was down here as a dog. So that's for sure. So, yes. So, I think we're going to start with astrology first because there's a lot of things going on that I want you guys to know about. It's going to affect everybody. Okay. So the first thing is today we had a solar eclipse in the southern hemisphere. Okay. And it's going to last for 6 months. The energy is going to last for 6 months, and that's because there's a lunar eclipse on May 5th in the southern hemisphere. Okay, so it still affects us, although it is across the equator. All right, so pardon me. What we want to understand is that in the next 6 months, third dimension will collapse even more. Okay, it will get. We will be again slingshotted into 4 and 5D. All right, and what does that mean? It means that we'll find out a lot of things about what's in the shadows. All right. Hey, Pratik. We'll find out a lot of things that we never thought we'd find out about. All right. And that has to do with the former president, has to do with people in Congress. We're going to talk about that later too. But even things in our family, with our friends, all kinds of different things. But secrets will be shown to us. All right. As our 3D past collapses. And You're going to feel it. You're going to feel, yes, okay, hang on. They're going to feel lost, but only if they allow themselves to feel lost. If they're not conscious, if they're not paying attention to what they're doing, they can feel lost. And that means being lost in the past, in past stuff from this lifetime. Okay? Yes, and that may be where some of the secrets come out. All right? So keep a journal, right? Keep your journal and stuff like that. He says it's not a time of fear at all. Only if you allow fear, okay? Because we get fearful when we don't understand or when things from our past present themselves in this time, in our future, okay? Try to keep those things separate. Try it again. Figure them out loud, if that works, right? Works for me perfectly. Understanding that we're going into the second phase of evolution, all right? We're going into the next phase, returning to fifth dimension that we were there 12,500 years ago, okay? So it is very, very important that we keep ourselves on the ground, right? Not grounded to the core, because that can mean that we are too stable. We're not able to actually flow. When we ground ourselves every day, or when we say, take the roots to the core of the earth and really ground me, blah, 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 with either metal or steel or whatever, or ground me like a tree, something like that. Grounding like a tree is fine, because usually the roots are not that deep. They pretty much stay up on the top 7 feet, Spirit says. But when you go down further, you become too stern. You're not flexible. You kind of stick. Okay? So if you want to do that, that's fine. You want to do it every day, that's fine too. But just don't say to the core of the earth and things like that. Because as we go through this evolution, as we go into this next chapter, right? We're not going to be challenged as much. This is the cool thing. We're not going to be as challenged as we have been in our past. Now, there's a Mercury Retrograde in there starting tomorrow in Taurus, which is an earth sign. Okay? So, and it's stubborn. It's called a fixed sign. And what that means is it's fixed and it doesn't move. It absolutely is like sturdy as hell. Okay? So that's going to have to do with family stuff. Okay? It's going to be tough on Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, Aquarius, Taurus, of course, Scorpio, and Leo. It's the same thing for the lunar eclipse on May the 5th. All right? So if you're any of those signs, you're going to have some type of conversation with yourself, some kind of epiphany, some kind of challenge that you have to work through yourself. All right? With them, of course. But you'll have to be conscious of that and understand that Mercury retrograde overall is about communication. All right? It's about communication, and Taurus is stubborn. It doesn't want to budge, right? It doesn't want to give anything. It wants to be steadfast and go forward and screw the Mercury retrograde. It doesn't matter to me, blah, 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 blah. But it's going to affect everybody on the planet, okay? Communication, emails, voice messages. Don't buy anything big, like a house, a car. Don't sign a contract unless you thoroughly look over that contract and make sure that everything is copacetic. Because if you don't, there's going to be something hidden in there. All right? Something hidden in there. And you're going to notice it after the Mercury retrograde ends on the 15th of May. All right? So you don't want to go shielded for 3.5 weeks, not knowing that all of a sudden by the middle of May, you go, oh, what's that right there? That's crazy, all right? Because it's true. It is an absolute true form of obstruction. Spirit will show me a wall. I'm like, okay, it's a wall. What is that? Obstruction, okay? And it isn't about pounding our head against the wall, right? It's about looking at the wall and going, okay, I can go that way, I can go that way, or I can go over it because I can climb over it. But don't keep hitting your head against the wall because you're not going to go anywhere for 3.5 weeks. Okay? Okay? So if you're selling something, it may take until May 15th to actually get it processed. If you want to sell something, that's fine. A house, a car, whatever. But don't be surprised if it doesn't close until after or close to the 15th. Because when you sell something like that, things are going to be caught up in problems. So if you need to do it, that's fine. If you can avoid it for doing anything, okay? And be conscious of what you say and how you say it, because everyone's going to be angry. Could be surprised. Everybody's going to be angry. And May is one of the best months on the planet because, especially in the northern hemisphere, up here in the north, because it gets warm outside and it's blue sky and it's sunny and it's gorgeous. There's no humidity yet. It's like living in paradise, like what we had last week here in Detroit. All right. So it is super, super important. I'm having deja vu right now also. That's kind of cool. Billy asked a question and I answered during the thing, which I never do, but Spirit said answer it. And I said the same thing during this thing. Wow. That is freaking cool as hell. I love deja vu. So we've had this conversation before. And Billy asked the same question before in some other dimension. Okay. Then we've got on May 5th, we have a lunar eclipse. Okay. They're all tied together, guys. The energy is all tied together. It's all about looking inside. It's all about us being conscious and making sure that we are saying the right things at the right time, that we are double checking ourselves, right? That we're really conscious. We're absolutely asking questions to our guides, to Spirit. What is that? What is that? Why am I feeling like this today? Spirit says you will have a roller coaster if you allow it. If you're not in tune with yourself, if you're questioning yourself, if you're doubting yourself, you'll be on a freaking roller coaster. One day you'll be happy, and within 3, 4, 5 hours of waking up in the morning, you're going to be angry as hell and not know why, or frustrated, or like, what is that? I don't understand why I feel like this today. I was great till I woke up this morning. After I woke up this morning, and now I'm feeling all angry. And that's because Mercury Retrograde is triggering you. Spirit says Mercury will push those buttons deep, 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 until it gets a response from you. Okay? The best response is, okay, I get it, it's Mercury retrograde. I get it. Bill, I get it. I get it's Mercury retrograde. Now stop. Stop going through that. Stop allowing yourself to go through that. But what are you doing? We're not that, it doesn't bother us that much. We know what it is. Got to have those conversations, guys. Because if you keep it all inside, you're going to be like, ooh, for 3.5 weeks. And there's a 10-day post Mercury retrograde until the 25th of May. But it gets less and less and less every day, the energy. But the lunar eclipses the lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse are working together for the next 6 months. That's until October. Okay? So I want to get everybody to understand. You're going to hear and see a lot of crazy stuff between now and October. Okay? The dark forces are out there big time, guys. They think they're winning. And I've said this before. Spirit has told us this week after week after week, that the dark forces believe that we are weak, that we can't play the game right. And this is in politics, in life, all right? And understanding that those dark forces, people who just don't get it, that we're moving forward into fourth and fifth dimensional energy, and they want to live in 1952, okay, 1956. 1962, back there in the day, all right? And so understand that you're going to, if you watch the news or not, you're going to feel the energy. And it's all about understanding with ourselves, right? That we have a destination. And I'm not going to allow that energy to stop me, to put any obstructions in my way of going forward into my new life. Because new earth has already been born, everybody. Okay? We're heading into a place that we've never been before in this lifetime. All right? We haven't. 12,500 years ago, yes. When we were pretty much removed from the planet, some stayed to repopulate the earth. And that happened across every continent on the planet. And that was their plan. Their plan was to rid the earth of all those great civilizations, those ancient civilizations, who had amazing knowledge because of the aliens that helped them, to a down, deep, flat, nothing, basic human being. All right? So we've over 12,000 years, we've built ourselves up to be who we are today. All right? So the dark forces are absolutely there to put obstructions in our way, to make us not believe and lose our faith of where we're going. We're going there anyway. But to make it easier for us, it's about being conscious, paying attention, and not allowing other, because they're all over the planet, okay? Allow them to get in our head and actually have us wonder if they're right or not. Because ego will grab that, everybody. Ego will grab that thing, and it'll run until May 15th, May 16th, May 20th, May 21st, May 21st, May 25th. It will do it if we allow it to. Till finally your body goes, WTF, what the hell is that? Well, remember when Bill talked about blah, 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 blah? Yes. Well, I didn't pay attention to all that, or I thought I had it, but I didn't. It's about understanding. You got to do your meditations. Not every day. If you're going to do Steve Noble, don't do them every day because you got to give your body a chance to recover from that energy that he's taking away from you. All right? Taking out of your body. If you do them every day, your body doesn't have any time at all to recover. And so you're putting, hang on. Every release, got it. Every release from those Steve Noble meditations is like death. It's taking away things you're putting to death. You're giving it away. It's dying. It's taking it out of you and it's dying. So if you don't give your body a chance to rejuvenate itself, to recover, you're pulling all this death out and you're not replacing it. What a great thing. You're not replacing it with any love. You're not replacing it with any fluids, replacing it with any food, any feeling. You're continually in that death spiral of releasing stuff. Well, eventually, you're going to just be like, I don't get it. Nothing's working. Well, no, because your body says, enough's enough. We got to stop this. And your body will stop it. Okay? And you'll say, well, I did my meditations. I don't know what's going on. Well, how often do you do them? I try to do them every day. No, I can't do them every day. You're like, I don't understand why. Because you can't lose that much energy that you've been carrying for 63 years, right? Even stuff from past lives, right? So we have to be conscious of that. If you're doing just breathing meditations, do them every day. Do them when you have to, right? That's important. If you're doing self-meditation, do it. It's fine, okay? Because what you're doing is balancing your energy out. With everything that's going on, all this click, because it's going to be happening, guys, worse than it is now. So we just have to be conscious of the energy that's around us, the energy that is labeled as bad news, all right? That's labeled as fake news or labeled as a catastrophe. It's not a catastrophe. It is the country and the world getting into a place of conjunction, Spirit says, where it fits together, where it absolutely is prepared for the fourth, fifth dimension and higher. All right? Super important. Pay attention to the energy. Pay attention. Remind yourself of Mercury Retrograde. Before the next eclipse, set your intention, everybody. What do you want? What do you want for the next 6 months? Okay? What do you want? Be specific. Be specific. I want to be in Hawaii by October. That's my intention. I believe it's going to happen. If it doesn't, I'm okay with that. But now that Bailey's passed, he was our blockage. He was our spot, right? Now that he's passed, everything, from what I feel, what I've been told before he passed, that he was the obstruction. And once he passes and everything's good, we flow forward very, very quickly. Now, for a personal note, for me, my sister's husband is dying of leukemia. Okay? So that's something else that is going to throw a wrench into things because my focus is going to be on her in Colorado than anything else. So I'll still be doing this and I'll still be doing readings and things like that. But they were married. They were married almost 30 years, and he's only 63 years old. And they found out just in December, and they thought they were going to be able to cure it, and they can't cure it. They told him last week that he was going to pass away. So that's a shock, right? And so I always said Bailey has to pass before Dale passes so we can get the hell out of here. Well, guess what Bay did? He passed. Okay? And I know that Dale's going to pass a week or two or so, you know? So again, those things are going to come up, guys. Death is going to come up. I'm telling you. And it's not just death of humans or babies or I mean puppies. I call my baby. Things like that. It's going to be the death of who you used to be, of who you walked away from, if you truly did, or as you're walking away from them now, right? So all kinds of changes for everybody, and be ready to move forward. Don't be surprised if you get a new job. Don't be surprised if you get a new house, but you don't move. That you don't get a new puppy, new dog, new cat, new pet, okay? Because all those things are positives because you're ending old third dimensional energy, all right? I've heard in every single video that I've watched about Capricorns, this is one, I'm going to be moving. Every Virgo thing that Lee watches, he says he's moving too. So I'm believing that we're going to be moving, which will be a blessing for me. And all of you also, all right? Because it's all coming true, everybody. Everything that you want, you can have. You can freaking have. And understand that. What do you want? You got to tell them what you want. Can't think it. You got to tell them. However it works for you. For me, I teach that you got to speak, right? Some people teach you can do it in your head. I don't understand that because fear keeps saying you got to release the energy out of our bodies, right? Or ego can grab it and it can manipulate it against us in doubt, in fear, things like that. All right? Because we're going to have a tendency in the next 6 months to go into fear. That the world is collapsing. It's not collapsing, it's just changing. The country's changing, right? Again, the dark forces are there, believing that they're winning. Believing that they're on their righteous path because they're evangelicals or whoever. And we have to understand that those people, they're not paying attention to God. They're not paying attention to God at all. Not in the sense of who God truly is, which is the universe and things like that, you know. So Spirit says they're misconstrued. It's been manipulated. Yes. All right. So when fear kind of comes in from friends and family, because it will, conversations or whatever, just make sure that you keep yourself grounded and in a conscious state of believing what you know is true, and that's from them. Okay. Spirit is saying that what we are afraid of up here is that, especially in the United States, other countries too, that people will be wayward, all right? That they will be pulled to one side, pulled on the dark side for a moment in time, which will lessen their movement into fourth and fifth dimension. We're hoping that people stay more conscious. He says, we're hoping that the humans that you're talking to now will absolutely pay attention and understand who they've become. Now, not who they're becoming, but who they've become. Again, guys, if you're watching Coaching for the Soul, you guys are already in 4D. Some may be in 5D, right? Understand that. Or you wouldn't be hanging out with Coaching for the Soul. You would not be like, oh, this guy's crazy as hell. I'm listening to that stuff. What does all that mean? You know, blah, blah, blah. So understand that. Also, it's already started. I had talked to 2 people this morning, and both of them have had people attracted to them for conversation. They're like, Bill, what? I don't understand. I'm not you. Well, yes, you are me. Yes, you're closer to me than I was ever me at that age, or in this length of time. So you're going to be pushed into the teacher role, all right? I'm telling you guys, y'all know. You already know. When the thing comes out of your mouth that you didn't think about, because you're channeling, you're going to be like, this is freaking cool as hell. It's happening already. They're going to put you and push you into the right place of employment. They're going to push you into the right place to live, to set you up for the future. A lot of things are going to come to an end, right? Because it's all tied to 3D. It's all tied to your past. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. Once Bailey passed away, my life in Detroit is done. It's done. 13 years in the same apartment, never lived any place this long. I love it. It's beautiful. It's calming. It's zen as hell. But the Pacific Ocean is much, much better. It's time for a location change. It's time for new energy. It's time for my new role in my next chapters of my life. And most of you will go through the exact same thing. Okay? That you'll want to spend more time in nature. You're going to spend more time in at the water, at Lake Michigan, at Lake Huron, at the ocean, right? Or at an inland lake. Because you're going to need that feeling of, and that's what's going to bring you. Because our energy is going to be back and forth, zoom, 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 right? And it's all about understanding that and going, okay, what do I need to do to balance it? I can do my meditation. I can go and put my feet on the ground because it's nice and warm outside. I can sit in the sun. Huge thing. 15, 20 minutes in the sun will change will change your energy vibration, Spirit says, by 100%. That's our recharge. All right? And understanding that you don't have to be in there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. 20 minutes is good, right? So take a walk in 20 minutes. Do what you got to do outside garden for 20 minutes, Spirit says. It doesn't matter what you do outside, but it's about having your feet on the ground, barefoot, all right? And in smelling the air, especially in spring in Michigan, it's beautiful. It's nice and crisp and wonderful. And the sun is nice and warm. And you get out there and you just do. Or you just sit in the sun. I'll sit in the sun easily. Do I want to do anything? No. I just want to sit in the sun. But that right there is taking care of yourself. It's nurturing yourself. And that's what it's all about. That one little thing that you do can make you happy for the rest of the day. Even if you're working and you go outside for your lunch hour, you sit in your car and you eat lunch, whatever. Or you sit outside on a bench and eat lunch. Doesn't matter. Or just sit for an hour on the bench. It doesn't matter. Watching people. It's so important, right? Even if you have work to do. Well, I was going to work through lunch. Don't work through lunch. No. Right now is too important to make sure that you are on the path and on the, he says, the easy path of going where you're supposed to go. Because I'm telling everybody, everything's done in threes. Okay? 2020 to 2023. 2023 to 2026. 2026 to 2029 and 30. Okay? And then 32. And then 35. I'm telling you, it's all done in threes. Because 3 is the luckiest number in numerology, I believe. I'm a 3. I live at 3369. Didn't even know that when I got the apartment. Not a clue. Didn't even know what my future was going to be. I was working in retail shoes, right? So as people come to you for conversation, as people come to you for your connection to spirit, right? Because they see your light. They may not know why they're coming to you, but she's really nice. She seems like one I can talk to. How many times have I heard that, right? The more that you get into who you truly are, the more easily you're going to be able to attract people because you have this energy that is very nurturing, very soulful, very excited, very vibrant, even though you may not feel it. Because you're too worried about, I still have to move forward. What am I going to do? I got a boyfriend. Oh, I got a girlfriend. Oh my God. Blah, 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 blah. All that ego stuff that doesn't matter. That you have to learn how to control that, how to put that aside. All right? Because if you don't put it aside, you're hampering your spiritually, you're hampering your inclusion in the collective of moving into 5D and higher in a shorter amount of time. Okay? So it is super, super important that we just pay attention, that we just look out and understand that they're going to bring us all kinds of shit, because that's what the eclipses do, is change everything. And Mercury Retrograde's in there too. So you got, I call it the demon planet. It is really not. But it can mess up your psyche if you think too much. Because I'm telling you, ego connects to that freaking thing, Mercury retrograde, and it can mess up your world for 15, 16, 20 days. You're just doubtful and horrible and enshrouded, and you shrink because of fear, because you don't realize that you're in your head, or that you can or that you can control it. Because ego can take over, guys. I'm telling you what, been there, done that. Been there, done that. And it is a pain. And then when you realize it and you come out of it and you get angry, like, what the hell did that? What the hell did that happen? Just wasted 3 freaking days of being dazed and confused. No. It becomes less and less every time. So those eclipses are here to rock our world. All right? To shake the tree, Spirit says. To get the fruit off, he says. Shake the tree, the fruit falls on the ground, and we pick it up and we get to take it home and eat it. And nourishes ourselves. That's a great analogy, Spirit. Damn. Okay, so we covered that. Because he keeps saying you're gonna realize the death of you. You're gonna realize that your former self is dying, that your past in this lifetime is dying. And for you guys who are young, God bless you, because you don't have that much to get rid of. Us old people got stuff to get rid of. We're in the 50s and 60s, maybe in the 40s. We got a lot of stuff to take care of, right? So we can be more conscious. Where younger people don't have to be that conscious about that. They're blessed with the fact that you are more connected, Spirit says, than you think. Because they're caught up in their 20s, Spirit says. They're caught up in their 20s and maybe their 30s, and they're all worried about what they've been told, the indoctrination period of when they were brought up or how they were brought up. And they're trying to overcome that because they know they need to move forward. They know that they're being pulled forward from the cords in their heart into 4D and into 5D within 3 years. And everything is going to change. I'm telling you, by 2030, we are not going to recognize the planet we're on. There's going to be a lot of bullshit in between. Yes. We have to break down the old system, which is happening now, and we have to rebuild it. And starting in 2030, we will begin to rebuild the planet. Okay? That means governments will become more neutral. Less, if any, wars. The power plays that are going on now, our power plays are going on now, because those are the dark forces. All right? Dark forces are people in governments, people who are in the top 1%, people who manipulate our money, manipulate our crops, manipulate, will all, I've said, Spirit has said this before, will slowly start to get their comeuppance. Right? Might be a little bit of recession, May, June, and July, maybe August. Don't freak out. It's not as bad as you might be led to believe. Okay? Again, dark forces in place, trying to scare you into believing all the thing that the world is ending. It's not. It's not. New Earth is already here and we live on it. But we get to see how everything is falling and being rebuilt. And that can be walking away from somebody that you love that no longer serves you, a partner, a wife, a husband, children, a job, friends. Our lives are going to be rocked also. Okay? And you have to go, okay, it's for my greater good. I get it, Spirit, I get it, but that person no longer serves me. Or that person I realize is really negative. That person really doesn't hear my voice. Because I'm telling you, everybody, if your voice isn't being heard right now, you got to get rid of them. If you can't speak your thing and be recognized for having that voice, gotta go. Because if you don't do it, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it in a way which you're going to be like, holy, I can't believe that happened to me. Well, they tried to get you to do it freaking 6 months ago, but you didn't feel like you could. I love him. I love her. Oh my God, what am I going to do without her? What am I going to do without him? Oh my God, it's my mom. It's my dad. Well, guess what? If mom and dad are 3 deers, so far, still. You just kind of step away. You're still your mom and dad. You're still their child. But does that mean that you're not, that you go to a holiday party and you're there for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours? You're there for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I'm not really feeling that well today. I'll come over for da-da-da-da. Okay, great. But I got to leave it. But I think I'm going to leave after a couple hours. And you skedaddle. Okay? Go to a birthday party. Same thing. Can't be there all day. Can't put it together. Can't da-da-da-da. Because you're taking care of yourself. And when your voice is heard, and they respect you for that, everything's good. But I'm telling you, everybody's going to start to stand up in the next 6 months because of those eclipses. Okay? And Jupiter goes into Taurus, the biggest planet in the galaxy, right? Goes into Taurus to bust that sign apart because Taurus is all about money. So be ready to make lots of money in May and June, July, August. While everything seems to be chaotic and crazy, you'll be able to make more money. Right? So don't invest in what the dark forces are perpetuating, what they're putting out there, that the world's coming to an end, the economy is going to tank. It's not. That our government is blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's all stuff because they believe this, that their manipulation works. And that comes from people, like I said, in the 1%, the people that deal with our food, our economy, our money, right? I mean, it's just things that we never thought would come to light are coming to light. And people are going to be convicted and go to prison for all kinds of things that we have no idea about. And that will happen. They'll be indicted probably in the next 6 months to 10 months. Yeah. Okay. Those are the dark forces. Now my left ear is ringing because, that makes sense. Yeah. See? So that's confirmation of what he's telling me, which is kind of weird. He's telling me all this stuff, but then the confirmation comes in my ear. Okay. Who's that? Oh, upper level guys. Yeah. So don't buy into the fear, right? Don't buy in that I got to put money in my house under my mattress. Bank's not going anyplace, guys. Bank's not going anyplace. The little thing that happened was to see how the citizens would react. Don't buy into that stuff. Don't buy into it. Recession? Okay, recession, right? For a short amount of time. Does it hurt people? Yes. And that's what the dark forces want to do. Okay? They want to have more unemployment. They want to have all these things so that we get fearful. And if we get fearful and go with who we used to be in the past, which is animals, that we switch our focus. Oh my God, these people are right. No, they're not. They will rip you blind if you let them. That's who they are. They've always been that. Only they were hidden, but now they're being seen. The light's being shined on all of that. Just like Me Too, just like Black Lives Matter, just like the Trumpsters. Okay? Donald Trump was here for a reason. He pulled all that angry, negative, crazy white people shit into the light. I lived with them. My mother and father. I lived with them for 24 friggin' years. And that's exactly, it was all about that. Okay? It was all about that. Because they felt they weren't getting blah, blah, blah. Everyone else is. We weren't even poor, but they wanted more. See? So when that stuff happens, don't buy into it. It's the clearing of the energy on the planet. It is the understanding that we're the ones who are going to carry the mantle into the future, into a glorious future, place that I can imagine what it's like, but I see it from my place in Hawaii. I don't see it from my place here in Detroit. I see it from there in a totally different frame. And everybody will do the same thing at one time or another. Spirit says you will easily make peace with who you've become. You will easily make peace with who you've become, where you're at. There will be no status. And the more that we get into fifth dimensional energy, gender will be more balanced. We will not be thought of as male and female. We'll just be people. Okay? That's why transgendered people are now being seen. Okay? Because as we go forward, we won't always identify as male or female. Because it's going to be a different type of energy, be a different everything, right? I mean, all I can see is kind of Star Trek-y kind of stuff, you know? Or I look at it just being beings with us, right? That we have light beings with us and we know who they are and we're all focused on that cool shit. Sorry, cool stuff. Yeah. To me, it's like entities and knowing and aliens and the world is freaking, everybody's in harmony and it's fun and it's loving and everybody's abundant. No one's in need of anything, right? And that will happen in the next, I will tell you, this is the going into of the 1% losing their money. Okay? Because the government's going to take it to take care of everybody underneath. Because they need love too. They deserve to have money. They deserve to have childcare. They deserve to have food. They deserve to be able to pay their bills. Because there's always been in 12,000 years people who didn't have and the people who had. I had somebody talk to me today about, I'm just going to say this. I wasn't going to, that it is so interesting how white people have taken advantage. How privileged white people are. I know I've been. Even though I'm gay, I had to work on that part, right? Oh yeah, he's a cool guy, but he's a, you know what, a F word. Didn't get some jobs because of it back in the day, right? Got told from my supervisor in 1984, 1983, that I'd never be a manager for this company because it was a F word. Yeah, see? That was 1983. I'm thinking, okay. It happened to me 2, 3, 4 times from 1980 to 1983 in Jackson, where I grew up. See? And others had the same thing happen to them. Can you imagine other races when everything is run by white men? I was told so often in every retail job I had till probably 1990, and then again, I got the same message in 2004 when I went to work for this other company. Don't hire women because they get pregnant. Don't hire black people because of this. Don't hire Hispanics because of this. What? What? But white people don't? I know more thieves that are white than I do any other race. I mean, because of their white privilege. So all those things, guys, are going to be in your face. Okay? And you can't be alarmed because we have been in charge of everything for 12,000 years. And I had the conversation with a person this morning about that. You know, that there's people in the country who believe that other people don't deserve. And that's not true. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's what they've been taught. That's what they've lived in. Okay? Civil rights movement in the 60s. Okay? To this day in this country, they still believe that other people don't matter. It's only white people that matter. In those red states down south. Well, guess what? There's going to be an awakening. And those people are going to be like, WTF. When all of a sudden these people that they believe to be less than start winning elections. Start running for office. And being able to take care of themselves. Because the government is making sure that they're okay. That they're not living under the poverty level. Or even the poverty level. Right? So that's all going to take place. That's part of the breakdown of the country, let's say. And you'll hear that. You will hear that. That is the government, we're doing that. They can't. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Okay? And it has to do with the Supreme Court also. The dark forces on the Supreme Court that have just come to light about one of them. There's more too. Okay? Getting lavish gifts and things, okay, from a billionaire that he's supposed to disclose but never did. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't think I had to. You're in the highest court in the land. You think we're stupid enough to believe that? He's a thief. And he's not white. But the other ones that are, trust me, they get all kinds of gifts and things like that they don't think anybody's going to know because they're privileged. Well, for now, yes. In the future, no. Those will be people who leave those offices. Those are people that will either resign or will be indicted and tried. Because there's more there too. So every branch of our government and every government around the world is corrupt. Not extremely corrupt, I don't think. Spirit doesn't think. There's good people there working within the confines of the government. But as the government changes, that's the cool thing. There'll be more of us and less of them. And that's what matters. Because they're going to be guided by spirit, be guided by fourth, fifth, sixth dimensional energy. And that's what it's all about. So when we see that happening, don't be fearful. Don't be fearful at all. Because it's just the dark forces being crushed little by little by little. Okay? Because they believe the light workers, the light people, don't know how to fight. Well, we got them. We got them. And I'll tell you, anybody that knows them like we do understands that we are the chosen ones. We are chosen in spirituality from the time we're born. And as we go forward and we all get into our space, our light worker space, our starseed space, right? And we start to be unified and collective and just boom, 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 boom. The energy is just amazing. Nothing can stop us. And that's the key. Non-violence, not any corruption. Everybody's equal. Because everybody is equal. Have some people been not taught? We're animals, guys. If you don't have a good mom and a dad who are telling you what's good, what's right and what's wrong, even though they're yapping about other stuff that doesn't really matter, you have to be conscious enough to go, okay, I'm getting what they're saying. It was third dimensional stuff that I learned, big time. Okay? But I'm the only person in my family who's had therapy, 13 years. Only person in my family who does what I do. Only person in my family who's this. Right? Because we're all black sheep. We're all the odd man out. We're supposed to be. Until they come along. My sister's coming along fine. Now this tragedy with her husband, which crushes me. Just crushes me. He's like my brother. And my sister doesn't know what to do. They've been together 30 years. It's crazy. Ross, my nephew's 26. Crazy that things like that happen, but it's soul journey, right? He's exiting stage. He's exiting stage left. And I understand that. Doesn't make my heart feel any better. I understand that that's what it is, but it doesn't make it any better. Bay, like same thing with Bay. He has to pass so that my brother-in-law can pass, because I'm going to be there for a while, and we can move as a collective, Lee and I, into and onto Maui. Into the house, right? That's the way it is. And we have to understand that whatever they bring to us, we need to say yes to. If they bring you some people who want to hire you in a job, look into it. If you get if they bring you a deal on a new car, or they bring you a deal on a new house, or whatever, it happens. Because I'll tell you a story. 2018, they told me 3 weeks before I totaled my car in Sterling Heights, I wasn't going to have the car for that long. Don't get new tires for the car. It's a brand new car. It was maybe 2 years old, right? Great Impala, loaded. It was my favorite car ever, right? And I said, what do you mean I'm not going to have the car? Well, 3 weeks later, after them telling you that, every time I went to the tire store to buy tires, boom. 5 cars ahead of me, 2 cars behind me in a left turn lane. We had the green arrow. And the guy hit me and totaled my Impala. Hit me so hard, the wheel on the driver's side axle went across the street. He hit me so hard. No airbags went off. It was like a freaking roller coaster. I was fine. But my car was screwed up, right? It was done. It was totaled, completely totaled. See? So I go to get a new car and I say to them, because this works, okay, I don't have a traditional job. I don't have a W-2. Mom, Dad, Spirit, you're going to have to take care of that because I'm not going to be able to get a car. As Spirit said, go get the car that you want. It's going to be fine. Okay, so I got a white new Impala. Loaded. Beautiful. Sat in it for the first time. Spirit says, perfect car for Maui, huh? What? Perfect car for Maui. We couldn't let you have a black car in Maui, so we got you the white one. We got rid of that one, got you this one. How am I going to pay for it? Don't worry about that. You'll be fine. And in the past 5 years, I've been fine. Right? But I listened when I was still a muggle. Because I didn't have a choice. Right? But they raised my credit score almost 200 points so I wouldn't have an employment check. Them. They knew what they had to do for me. So when the guy says to me, the salesperson says to me, Bill, you have really good credit. I said, yeah, I know I do. I'm playing along just fine, right? Not too bad, but really good credit. We don't do an employment check. I'm like, well, that's freaking cool. He goes, you have like a 781. I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, man, that's fantastic. You just really pay your bills. Well, I pretty much do. When I had a career in shoes, this career has been a little sparse, right? But that's what they did because they knew I needed to get the car. My mom, my dad, and all my spirit guides. That's what I'm saying. When they bring you something, you take it. Believing they're going to take care of you because they will. When they give me money for the car, she said it was about $17,000, blah, 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 but we're going to give you $19,900. Wait, I didn't ask why she was going to give me $19,900 over $17,800. I said, okay, great. Sounds good. They put $19,900 in my bank account. Got the car paid off. Had extra money. They did that. See? So we all can have the same thing. We just have to believe they're going to take care of us by saying, okay, you got to get me a car because I don't have a job. I don't have a W-2, guys. So you got to take care of that for me. If you got rid of the black car, which I don't understand why you did, because I'm not in Maui yet, but now I know why I'm not in Maui. Because at that time, I was my human and I was my light workers. I was separate. That's why the aliens came to my house 3 times, thinking that I could help them then and in the future. No. Spirit said, no, he can't do that because he's not that person yet. I don't understand. Till I finally got from someone else, well, but you're 2 people. You haven't merged yet. Why am I 2 people? Because of the life that you've led. Makes sense. So we all have that, right? We all have that energy, that connection to our guides. We just have to use it to our advantage. I'm an opportunist. I'm a Capricorn. Any way I can make money, I will make money. If I got to work hard for it, I'll work hard for it. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to do it. They bless me with that. They'll bless you too. That's why I'm in such a true believer in winning the lottery, right? You don't know when you're going to win it. But when you get the inkling inside your gut or spirit says, buy a ticket, buy the frickin' ticket. Get an easy pick. Get a scratch off. It doesn't matter. You're going to win the first time. You may not. You may get $10, $20, $30, whatever. But that doesn't mean next time you get the inkling at the party store, which what we call in Michigan a 7-Eleven, buy the damn ticket. Because they're seeing if you're going to follow their instructions or not. It's all about believing. I got $2, sure. Why not? Oh, I didn't win. Damn. Better luck next time, Bill. And then guess what? One day, out of the freaking blue, you win $100,000. Or you win $1 million. Or $50 million, or whatever. You go, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to me. Really? How can you not believe that you're being blessed like that? Because you're working with them. You know where they need you to go. James? They need you to be focused on that. They need you to be carefree. They need you to have yourself balanced and understand who you are and stand in that truth and stand in that and stand in that. Because that's what makes it all possible. Because we're going to 4th and 5th dimension anyway, guys. So you might as well go into that thing freaking rich. and have everything that you want in this lifetime. So before May the 5th, set your intention for what you freaking want. Don't let Mercury retrograde screw you up, because it will. It will keep you in shackles, Spirit says, with a cement helmet on, because it wants you to feel like you're in prison. Don't let that happen. No, I'm not letting Mercury retrograde mess up my week. Not going to let it happen. And when something happens, you go, Mercury retrograde. Call it out. That's what that is. What that does is it reminds them that you're conscious, that you're paying attention to what it is, and ask for what you want. I've been asking for 5 years for my house at 1614 Halama Street in Kihei, Maui, and I think it's going to come true. I should say, I believe it's going to come true this year. If not next year, I'm good. But I know that's going to happen. But I'd rather go this year. So set that intention, everybody. What do you want? Make it big. Make it big. Put 2, 3 things in there. I want to be rich. I want a house on the lake. I want a husband or a boyfriend who has this. I want a husband or a boyfriend or a wife or whatever partner to have this. And please don't say, I need him to be kind and gentle and loving. That's who he's going to be anyway. That's who she's going to be anyway. Once you're in that vibration of abundance, because you're cool with yourself, and you're at the level in a vibration so he can find you, so she can find you. Because no one's going to reach down and pull your butt up. Not going to happen. I really want to be with him. Well, guess what, sister? Get to going. Get to getting, right? That's what it's about. We have to make sure that we're conscious enough to hold our vibration high. To understand that when you hold your vibration high away from 3D, which is down here, everything that you want is going to happen. Everything that you want. And that's what this is all about. That's what Coaching for the Soul is all about. That's what we do for a living is all about. And I say we because everyone who watches Coaching for the Soul in, live or on YouTube at Bill Hobart, right? You guys are all in the program, let's say. You're all in class. Or you're watching Coaching for the Soul. You define, this guy's crazy as hell. I'm not going to watch this guy. Yeah. So set your intention by May 5th. It's not that far away. Okay? Deal with Mercury retrograde. Understand that the solar eclipse, today's the 21st. It was 12:12 in Detroit. Eastern time, it was 12:12 on the 20th. In LA, in the West Coast, it was 9:12, right? So we got 12:12. Well, how cool is that? Angel number. So it is going to be good for 6 months, okay? We have the lunar eclipse on, I think it's the 5th, May 5th, okay? So again, those two are power packed, taking us till October through all the quagmire of BS that's going to be thrown at us. Okay? So make sure that you keep as positive and as conscious as you possibly can. Okay? This weekend I'm doing my first psychic fair of the season in Jackson, Michigan, where I grew up, on Saturday and Sunday, on the 22nd and 23rd. It's from 9 to 6 every day, both days. Come out and see me if you're around. That'd be kind of cool. You get to see me in person. I'm doing one again next month in Rolling Meadows, in Rochester Hills, okay, on Memorial Day weekend. Then there's 2 more. So doing readings every day. So if y'all want to hook up and have a reading, billhobart.com. Yeah. So got any questions? Put them down here. I will leave this up till 7 o'clock. Then I'll take it down. If you have any questions, if you watch this on YouTube, put your question down on YouTube and I will answer it for you. Okay, usually within 24 hours. All right. And you guys need anything else, you know where to find me. Okay. So thanks for coming. Namaste, everybody. And I'll see you next week on Thursday for Coaching for the Soul. See you.